Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning back into Whisker Whispers Tale with Vtuber. I am your host, Grimalkin Bastet, and we have Yigrish with us today. Okay, so he chose. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I am tongue-tied. He chose to pick to do all three of our games today, and you might be wondering what games. So we're starting games during the podcast, and everybody gets to pick from three things, or they can choose to do everything. We have video game trivia, VTuber Would You Rather, and then lastly, rapid fire questions. So it's not gonna go like in that order all the time. We'll switch it up and intermingle it. But he has chosen to do all three, so we'll start off with the very first one, which is video game trivia. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is Final Fantasy 14 trivia, so some of the stuff I will butcher when pronouncing. I tried. I was looking at the questions. I was like, how? I even went to Reddit, and I was like, how do I pronounce all this stuff? But I'm gonna try my best. First question. All right. What is the name of the planet where Final Fantasy 14 takes place?
Yours,
What was your answer?
Yours,
No. This is... Hold on. Hold on. Is this correct? Cause it could just be me, because I was making the...
that is not correct.
Oh, hold on.
Heidelin, as it said, as your answer is basically... The quickest way to explain this is a goddess from the planets.
Oh, I see.
And Eorzea is the place itself.
The place where I got my questions were not a good source. Oh, okay.
It's okay, I'm happy.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Let's see if the next question is even gonna be like a correct one. Hold on, I'm just gonna run it by you. What is the city-state? Which city-state is known for being a hub of trading?
That's probably it would be Utah.
Okay, that was correct. Okay, so I guess I was just off on that first question.
Alright, yeah.
Who is the primal summoned by the Amijah tribe?
Ifrit.
Correct. What was the name of the major disaster that ended Final Fantasy 14 and led to the relaunch as a Realm Reborn?
We just called it the Red Meteor when we were there, but I think it's the summoning of Bahamut.
Correct. Which expansion introduced the Vyra and
Viera.
Thank you, and Hearthgar races?
I don't think the Hrothgar were in it, but I can be wrong myself because I think it's Shadowbringers.
You are correct.
Because I think it was only Viera, but maybe I'm wrong on that.
Okay, so last question. What is the name of the Warrior of Light's loyal Chocobo company in the game? I told you I was going to butcher these names.
Chocobo Companion. That is actually one you cannot really answer. Because you are the Warrior of Light and you name it yourself. Because mine is just called Quacker.
That was the correct answer. So I'm definitely going to have to sit back and look at all the questions I have listed out and fact check them all.
I think just the first one has a few ways how you can see it wrong, because Heidelin is also a server name.
Oh.
So they could have aimed for a server name, but there are many ways you can think it's Heidelin, because she is named more than actually the planet itself.
Oh, okay.
So in the game you will hear Heidelin a lot, but you will hear Eorzea maybe 3 or 4 times.
Oh, that's understandable. What inspired you to start as a fleshtuber, and what kind of content did you create initially?
For that part, I'm just gonna say I'm like very old in the fleshtubing part. I think it was more than 10 years ago that I started that.
Mm-hmm.
I was invited to a friend's. He had like I want to say charity, but it was more like it was not really a charity. He needed the donathon kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I got on there, and we were just playing. I think DVD, but I told him like, it was DVD. No, it was WoW for that one. The DVD was there. So we were playing some WoW, and I was doing raids with him and like solo runs, and we just started like fucking around with each other, making jokes, and apparently his audience liked it. A few of my friends actually liked it as well, and they were like, "Why are you not streaming?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't think I have like what it takes to be it," and they pushed me a little bit in that direction. And I think my first games were like, to quickly drop a name here, I've watched a lot of Asmongold's like solo runs things, and I started doing that basically with friends and family to get them their mounts, their achievements, and all that on stream while we were just having fun with each other. Those were like my first streams and my first game.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. So your friends and family kind of pushed you to go into streaming?
Mostly friends. I had my little brother who wanted to start it as well, but he was also like a little bit timid, so I was like, "Look, I'm doing it, get the fuck on. You're coming with me. You're gonna be my emotional support brother."
Hey, sometimes that's the best thing.
Yeah, it worked out.
What was the turning point that made you decide to switch from fleshtubing to being a VTuber?
So, probably maybe trigger warning here, because it's a little bit of a sour point, not sour point, like a point people don't like to talk about, but I did have like an attempt, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And that led to a heart attack, which led to half of my face being paralyzed.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I lived with it at this point, but that was for me one of those points. I was like, because I already wasn't showing my face anymore, because I was just streaming without a webcam, but just nothing there.
Yeah.
And then I started, it actually came from like another streamer I was watching for Final Fantasy, like Synosis Vex, and he had like these streams where he sometimes saw Gargura clips. And that's basically what pushed me into the direction of becoming a VTuber, because I saw like another way to still show like a face and some personality instead of just a blank screen.
Yeah,
so
I get you.
That was for me like the breakthrough of like I can actually do something else than just have a blank screen.
Yeah, you can put like a person to it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And that's where my switch happened.
Yeah, that really shows that like no matter, you really don't know why people have gone into VTubing. You know, everybody has a different backstory when it comes to it.
Yeah, I like a lot of the stories. Like some of them are just when they say like I was very lonely, and I'm like, I get that part. Then you have people like I don't like showing my face. I like the anonymity. There's like a lot of things that people started for, and I can find myself in a lot of those stories as well.
Yeah.
So it's like I like to hear it why they started, and then second thing I always will be the most like interested in is like what is your character's lore? Because I'm a huge D&D nerd, so I'm immediately going like, what is your lore?
Oh, you know, I tried to make my lore, and then I didn't want to get overcomplicated, so I just stopped doing it. But I'm trying to go back and make something.
Yeah, just it's like, as I always say to my players also in my D&D, don't write me like entire paragraphs of your lore. Just keep it as simple as you can remember it, so that if someone asks, you immediately get your answer. And two, if you keep things vague, it also leaves these things to people's imagination to fill it in themselves, which makes it interesting.
Oh, I didn't think about it that way. That's very helpful.
And as a DM, it makes it very easy for me in my D&D games to basically go like, yeah, I will fill in the blanks for you. There will be a lot of trauma involved for you, but we'll see.
Now that I have that little helping hand, I'll definitely go back and switch some of the stuff I wrote down.
Yeah, just as I said, like keep it as simple as you yourself can remember most of it, so that there is a question. And if there's like the blanks, you go like, yeah, that was a time I can't really. For my character, it was vague, or like she can't really remember herself, and that they can fill in the blank.
How did your audience react when you first announced you were becoming a VTuber? Were they surprised?
I only have like an audience of like 2 or 3 people. So the moment I said it, they were like, "Yeah, we saw this coming." They're like, most of them already were watching it, and like my mod is also my longest supporter.
Okay.
And she was like, that was the only one who didn't see it going, but she's like, yeah, you're not changing, so I'm staying. And I don't see an issue with it. I was like, oh, that's the sweetest thing.
Oh, it's good to see that you have a loyal fan base, even if it is small. You know, having those people there are always a good morale boost.
Yeah, just, for me, one viewer is more than enough. Like, just someone I can talk to, or like have a little bit that just like to listen to me talk about whatever is going on. It's nice to me.
That I know that. I kind of have to look at the questions and I have to choose which is the best one because we kind of went over it. What's the biggest difference between streaming as a fleshtuber and as a VTuber in terms of content creation?
Mostly, I would say the anonymity part, which helps, but it's also like I play Apex sometimes, and if you then have, or any shooter basically, if you play it, and people pop into your chat and you're a fleshtuber, just know if you died and they're unhappy with you, the first thing they will go for is your looks.
Oh.
That will be the first thing they go for to insult you on. And with a VTuber, it's just like, they do the same, but it's like you're insulting my model, and that is, I never see that as an insult to me. I will still be angry because you're basically insulting my model. That is still a no-no. But it's not like I take it less personal.
People really be popping in doing that?
Oh yeah, I have it mostly in FPSs. I have it the most. That just people pop in. Like I had like an Apex game, a guy popped in, insulted me, and left. I'm like, 2 minutes later, me and the other person that was in the team, because it's like 3-way teams with Apex. Like me and the other guy, we finished first. Like I was like, so this was your entire insult about you died. I even had your like resurrection card. It's like the same with Fortnite and other games. So like I was going to resurrect you, but you left. You came in here, you insulted me, and I still won.
Man, he jumped the gun a little bit. He could have came back.
Yeah, if you got him back, you probably would have gotten a free win out of it. But
He's lost.
and then I had like another person that is like the total opposite. He popped in and he stayed for a few months. He was like, I don't ask for people's name, but he was like a Polish player that loved to play Pathfinder, and we just, from then on, we started hooking up sometimes in game, just like, let's play a few games together, and every time he's in chat, I'm like, I wanna pop into Apex, because I like playing with my viewers, they're all chill people, so I'm like, the moment they're on, I'm like, yeah, I'm just watching YouTube at the moment, you wanna play some Apex?
It's good that you can connect with them like that.
Yeah, I like that aspect the most, I think, about any kind of streaming is like connecting with your audience. Because as long as they're chill people and they're respectful, my chat is very open to whatever is being said or done. The moment the respect goes down, that's the only moment I see when I have to step in and be like, guys, keep it respectful. And usually I already get like 2 sorries, and then they start like talking in like a normal way, like that's better. Sometimes you just have to be like let's say, for me it's dad in the chat that goes like, guys, tone it down, and then they're like, alright.
You gotta be the enforcer sometime.
Yeah, it's funny to me because I never had to do that before.
I know when I have a sister that I help raise, so I'm not new to being the enforcer when I have to crack down on people.
Oh yeah, I come from a big family, and usually I'm the very silent one in the corner, but they also know the moment I had like this one quote-unquote accident with an ex of mine. We were like together for 10 years, and the only moment she ever cried was when I once yelled at her. In 10 years I yelled once at her and she just So that shows like how in 10 years I raised my voice once.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like full on yelling, just louder than usual.
Yeah, so you're more like the mellow, like calm type.
I prefer to be calm because if you get too much into emotions, after a while you just start saying stuff you don't mean, and it usually runs into like either an argument and the argument turns into a yelling match and nobody gets anything out of that.
That's true. We have officially hit the middle already, so we have to bring out a game. Alright, we have, let me see. We have the VTuber Would You Rather. You ready?
Alrighty.
Would you rather have chat that constantly spams memes or a chat that only sends serious messages?
I think if I have to go for that, it's probably serious messages.
Really?
Yeah. I like memes, but if it's just that, it's also nothing that's going to really start conversations.
That's
and I'm
true.
more for the conversation person than just memes. Memes are good though.
I get you. Would you rather be a VTuber known for your chaotic energy or be known for your calm and cozy streams?
Second, calm and cozy. I have almost no chaotic energy.
Would you rather have a debut stream go viral for the wrong reasons or have a perfect debut with no one watching?
Something totally different actually. No debut at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to start using. I have a model. I'm going to start using it somewhere next week, but I'm not going to have a debut stream.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to pop it in there and go like, alright, this is my model.
Here you go. Look at it.
Behold me in all my glory.
Would you rather collab with a big name VTuber and have all your tech fail or do a flawless solo stream with only 5 viewers?
Again, easy choice. I already do the second one, so it would be the first one I'm thinking. It's like I don't really mind tech issues, and even if you look at big VTubers, half of the time what you see is scuff.
Yeah.
So just me adding extra scuff is fine.
Would you rather stream exclusively in VR with constant motion sickness or stream with a broken webcam that constantly cuts off your model?
Broken webcam. I do not like VR.
I tried to get into VR and I did like that rock climbing game and I almost threw up like 3 times. I couldn't do it.
I did it like almost at conception of VR. I stepped into it once and I was like, no, this is not for me. I understand for the people who like it though, because each their own, but to me at least, but yeah, I prefer that second. Like, give me a broken webcam then.
Would you rather accidentally leak your streaming setup live or forget to mute yourself and say something embarrassing?
Second already happened because I had to delete a VOD, so first.
There's been a couple times I had to delete VODs off Twitch.
I just have this issue now with Twitch where it automatically privatizes all my videos and I don't know why.
Really? I think that's a setting you can turn off.
I'll have to look into it later.
Would you rather have an avatar that perfectly matches your appearance or one that looks nothing like you but has a great design?
First, I think I don't really mind. I don't want an avatar that looks like me at all. It's like I'm the silver-tongued demon the moment my avatar pops up, and at the moment it's me, it's just
For real, I understand that. I don't think I would want myself as a VTuber model. I don't think I would want that either.
yeah, just like that's making. I always joke like because I'm in the hack territory range, but then like the male version, so I just call myself a wizard. So I'm basically, let's make a wizard with a beer belly and put him on like a 3D model. I'll be like, no.
You'll be surprised. Some people actually like that. You have like a cool wizard, like you know how like they have like the gowns. You can have like a wizard cape a little bit with it.
Yeah, and then like in the middle of the wizard cape, I have a few buttons open where his belly is pressing outwards.
Yeah, you'll be surprised. People like that. It's really niche.
I'll run it by my artist one of these days.
Definitely. Would you rather only stream one game for the rest of your career or never play the same game twice on stream?
It depends what game, actually. Because if anyone would tell me League of Legends, I would be no. I have nothing against League of Legends, but that is just a game that get me enraged into games, and I'm like, no. But if it's like, you can only play Final Fantasy 14, I'm fine with it. So, probably the first.
Okay. Would you rather have the ability to speak every language, but you can't use a VTuber model? Or have the most advanced model ever, but you can only speak one language?
I would speak only English and you will have a perfect model in front of you. I mean, technically I know 4 languages already, so...
Oh, wow.
And just from where I am, like, it's like we need to speak Dutch here. We learn English, German, and French.
Oh, okay.
So those, and I can read and write too, and I can only speak and understand French and German.
Oh.
Like, I cannot write it because my spelling is horrible.
I can only, from my high school French that I took, I can only, I think, write a little bit of French, but I think I can understand a little bit. So if I had to get around, I think I could, but actually speaking it, no.
It's also easier when you talk to, if it's a face-to-face talk, because people will also do like they will use their hands and their facial expression and all that to help explaining as well. So it makes it a little bit easier if you talk face-to-face. If it's just someone like speaking in French, it will take me a minute or two to try and get the entire thing they're saying.
Yeah, sometimes you can like gather the context clues and figure out what they're saying.
Yeah, or you can just pick out certain words and you put them together and then you start thinking, what could they mean with this?
Yeah.
And then you eventually figure it out.
Yeah, I want to go back to practicing. I think I will, because it's good to always have a extra language to know.
It helps, but sometimes it's also kind of a bother, because we were at one of my job interviews, they didn't speak French and a French lady entered, so I had to try to explain to her in my very broken French what her job would be, and I'm like, why are you hiring this person if she can't understand what you're asking?
You never know, she might be learning home, so...
Apparently, then a bit later I learned that she basically had like the basic starter job, and I was like, okay, yeah, I understand now, because now basically she can learn the language as well, so this all makes sense in the end. But in the start, if someone comes in and they're like, yeah, we don't know what she's saying, and I'm like, really? And you want to hire her? How are you going to tell her what to do and how to? And it's like, oh yeah, you can explain this to her. I don't even work here yet.
I get you. Okay, let's spring back into the questions. Let me look. Where were we last? Wait, did I ask that question? Yeah, no, I did not. How has your content evolved since becoming a VTuber? Do you find yourself exploring new genres or themes?
Yeah, I started as I said with MMOs and League and stuff. I dropped League and WoW completely, but I'm still playing Final Fantasy because I'm in that game forever, I think, at this point. But a friend of mine pointed out that I should do more like React streams and like look at how I see it. Look at the fire from a distance, like if Twitter is on fire or something is happening on YouTube. That's how I describe it, like it's on fire and I'm gonna look from a distance and just give my opinions about it.
Oh, okay.
And apparently everyone enjoys it that is on my stream, so that came in there. And recently I'm trying to put it more together. It's more of a YouTube thing than a streamer thing, but I want to make like cooking videos. But the cooking is basically gonna be, I'm gonna look at your character, I'm gonna look at your lore of your character, and I'm gonna make like, what would my character cook for your character, only based on that.
That's a good idea.
I have a few candidates that gave me permission to use their character, because you have to ask that first, like, can I use your character for it? And
yeah,
I did the first like 2-3 steps, like I got a recipe, I got a character, I'm gonna cook for it, I have an editor now, and then it's like, okay, what is the next step? Oh yes, make the video.
Yeah, that's like the main thing now, is actually cooking it up.
That, and also I'm always amazed at how much finances you need, actually.
Yes, I tried to do a baking segment, and that bill racked up.
Yeah, I was looking at the just editor. I also had I was very lucky with my model mama that I basically won a raffle, or else I would still not have a model. So I'm like, because I looked at models and they were so expensive, and I also got kind of scammed by someone that ran away with my money.
That always happens. There are so many scammers when it comes to like getting your VTuber model.
Yeah, I'm just lucky it wasn't too much, because I had someone else doing that did the entire like art part, and it's not really from me, but she asked the money because she knew a rigger. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I sent her the money because she is still my artist.
Yeah.
But the rigger apparently was like, no, bye. He just cut off ties completely. And she was like, I can't reach him anymore. Like, I'm trying, but I can't. And I'm like, all right. And she was also like very nice enough to give me like 2 art pieces for free in return. So I was like, okay, I'm more than happy with this.
Oh, definitely. That was nice.
Yeah, and yeah, it's, as I said, it's mostly became reacting came into it, and I started playing a bit more FPS because apparently, according to some friends, I have skills in it. I still don't believe it, but sure.
Hey, you might.
I always just say I'm mediocre at games, so I'm in the middle somewhere, and I enjoy it because I don't like to sweat in games anymore.
No, I don't. And that's one main thing everybody that comes to my streams know. I suck at games. So if a game is like really hard, I'm not playing it. Because I feel like once the game gets to a point to where you can't even enjoy it, like why am I playing it?
We had something like that with Apex. I think this a few months ago, like 2-3 months ago. We had a girl popped in and she basically had no idea how to play Apex, and I'm like, alright, let's pop in, I'll ask a friend to come along because I know they won't reach at all, and we'll see how you like it. And she went on for like 10-20 matches with us, and we had a great time, and she eventually said like, yeah, keep me in your friend list, and if I see you online we can play together again. I'm like, alright, that's perfect.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
As long as you stay, if you take someone new in a game, just stay calm, explain it calmly, like, they'll pick it up eventually, and just try to have fun instead of trying. At that point, if you take a new person, focus on trying to have fun instead of trying to win.
Yeah. I think that's where a lot of people get caught up. It's like, I want to win. It's like, man, you're yelling at me. I don't want to play anymore.
It's the same as I told like a friend of mine. Like, he is like also a little bit worse than me, I would say. But I tell him like, if I play with you guys, I don't really care if I win. If I want to win, I go solo. Just with random teammates, because that's the moment I will start trying to sweat a little bit more and try to win. But if I'm with friends, I don't even see winning as like an option. It's more of a
enjoying the moment.
It's more an extra that can happen.
Yeah, I can see that. What has been the most rewarding aspect of being a VTuber, especially compared to your time as a fleshtuber?
Most rewarding, I don't really have. I think it's the art pieces that I can make with people and just have them like it, or just like leave a comment on it that they actually do like it. Those are like more. Those are the rewarding things. Just having that knowledge that they, for me, the knowledge that they have seen it and they like this is more than enough. It's kind of sad that it doesn't. I'm only getting a little bit sad when it doesn't happen, but on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, they probably get like hundreds of art pieces a day, so.
I get that. How has your identity or brand as a creator changed since adopting your VTuber persona?
My identity didn't change a lot. It's more, the only thing that happened with the reaction / opinion things that I do now is basically I speak my mind a little bit faster. And I had a few cases where it also like people didn't like it, and I'm like, alright, just I'll explain you why I think like that, and then usually by the time I explain it, they're already out of my chat, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay. So they don't like wait to see why you had that feeling.
Yeah, so to me it's more like I will what happens is basically how it changes. I will tell more like how I think and why I think like that. That has happened more often, because before this it was more of as I said, just I'm going to explain to you how I'm going to get an achievement in a game instead of how it's a bit more personal.
What do you think are the main benefits of VTubing over fleshtubing, and what are the drawbacks?
It's actually a two-sided blade from time to time, at the moment at least, because VTubing at the moment it's I will say it's still booming, but you can still carve out your own little niche at the moment, which is a very good thing, because you still have like niches that aren't like completely nobody tried yet, or it's just like only a few people are in it, so you can still like fit in rather quickly. Drawback, I would say, is on the other hand, it's very hard to get into, like, if there is already a circle of people, it's very hard to get like into that certain circle. Like, I don't mean like people itself, it's like if you are like a DBD streamer, it's very hard sometimes to get into that DBD circle, because everyone already knows each other in there and you're the one outliner that is trying to get it.
Yeah, I can see that. I know I tried to get into a couple things. It's kind of like trying to squeeze in between a wall a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's like you're not getting in, or if it's like as I had with the DBD community, I thought it was a very like welcoming community, because I only play killer. I hate survival in that game. I hate it with a passion. But as a killer, I turned psycho and my entire chat loves it. But it's like I got in there and it was the entire part of like trying to squeeze in, but then you also get that reaching hand from the other side that goes like, no, you belong with us in this circle, and then they will actually get you in that circle as well and help you get to know people. It's once one or two people reach their hands out, it gets a lot easier and a lot more fun to be in that circle. So hard to get into, but once you're in it, most people are very nice and will help you like get with other people and get known in the circles as well.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, that's my double-edged sword that I have with VTubing. It's like you have the space, it's hard to get into, but once you're in there, it gets to be a little bit easier.
Yeah, I feel like that's the biggest thing. You just gotta make sure you get in there and kind of make your mark, and then after that, you just keep on going with it.
Yeah, and don't forget, always reach out. If you see someone like, I don't mean bombard them with DMs. Yeah, it's like, I sent a DM to someone and I never expect them to answer, and like 2-3 days later I got like an answer from them and I was like, holy shit, this actually works.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, my advice would be always try, but never send more than 2 DMs.
Yes.
That is like the maximum. If you send 2 DMs and you don't get an answer, then they're probably not interested, but also don't delete your message, keep it there. So that you can remind yourself also, like if you send one message, you delete your message immediately, and then like the day after you send a new one, and then you keep that one up, you're like, oh yeah, I only sent one message because you're so busy. No, keep the messages that you send, keep them, so you can remind yourself like, I'm not gonna push this too hard to this person, I'm just gonna send these 2 messages, that's it. And if they don't answer, then try again in a few months.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say days or weeks, months.
Yeah, give it like a long little break.
Yeah, and if you want to try people, like do it in like communities or people you know. Like I have someone I sit in her community like a lot, but I'm a lurker, so I don't talk. But I always say hi, and then I say like, I'm gonna lurk in my corner now, and that's it. That's my entire interaction with them. And that is the person that I sent the DM. I never expected them to answer, and it was like 2-3 days later, it was like I got the DM message back and I was like, holy shit.
I was not expecting this.
Yeah, and it's mostly because they see you a lot, you hang out, you don't make like trouble in chat, you're not like overly overt, like aggressive on certain points, just remain like, as I always say, cool and collected. Make jokes if they're joking, joke with them, hype them up because you just love their content. Just do all those things, and eventually they might actually, like as I said, recognize you and help you get into like certain circles, like certain friend circles and stuff.
All right, that is the end of the interview. Thank you so much for coming on.
thank you for having me.
And thank you to all the viewers who are listening. And have a wonderful day. I will see you next Monday.